seasoned technology entrepreneur who has created products that succeeded in the market. And in 2018, he was invited by the London Accelerator Academy to partake in a city-sponsored 3-month masterclass program in technology entrepreneurship. Another major event he participated in was the Global Entrepreneurship Summit, GES, at Silicon Valley. Oh, how was it there?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Nice. Where President Barack Obama himself was the headliner with other tech titans like Oracle, Facebook, and the like. So Mayowa has more than a decade of experience building enterprise platforms and consulted on the development of several enterprise systems used by companies in multi-sector. And so today he is going to share his knowledge with us on apps. For those of you looking to start businesses and wondering how to approach building and maintaining an app, this show is absolutely for you. All right, so I'm going to go with the first question. First off, did you say good afternoon to Lagos?
Oh, yes, yeah, good afternoon, Lagos. Right. Thank you for having me.
So, Mayowa, we have an intern who is also called Mayowa, by the way. So let's say he wants to follow in your footsteps and wants to build an app. What suggestions would you give him? How would you ask that he go about it?
That's asking how would I advise him to take on a very long career.
Mm-hmm. Well, pretty much, exactly. So mentor him, let's say.
Yeah, well, I would say you've got to believe that you are solving real problems.
Okay.
Because building apps could start out being fun.
And then eventually it just starts to work.
Eventually it starts to real work. And you need to have a reason for doing what you do. So people who are quite successful at building apps are people who are natural problem solvers.
Okay.
So you've got to start from there. So okay, I need to solve problems for people, business problems, economic problems, even relationship problems. You get to be any kind of problem. Usually, right nowadays, technology can do anything, including fix a relationship.
True.
So yeah, that's how I start from.
All right. So I have a question. Do all businesses need apps? Do all businesses absolutely need apps?
I wouldn't say all, so it won't be like 100% of businesses, but I would say pretty close to everyone. It depends. If your market is mobile, there are people with mobile phones, which now I find it difficult to think of any business with customers are not on mobile phones. So, but if your market is going to be consuming your products via mobile phone, then you absolutely need an app. So I would say most big businesses. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head who would
not need one.
Not need
so
one.
If sorry, how can I go ahead?
Oh no, go ahead.
So if I'm starting a business and I'm thinking apps, there should be a checklist that should predetermine whether I absolutely need the app. One, like you just mentioned, would my market be on mobile phones? Check. Two, is it something that's supposed to be relatively what's the word I'm looking for? Mundane. No, that's not the right word. I don't know if you get the idea. But what would this checklist comprise of before you say yes, your business is the right one for an app?
Yeah. Okay. So like I said, you've got to figure out if your market is on mobile. I think the word I'm probably trying to look for is if your solution is like generic enough or is simple enough to cut across board. You need an app. So if you are providing like a very specialized service for a particular niche market, and then that market is people likely prefer to be on their laptop, then yeah, you don't need an app. So you would look at the impact the app would have on your business. Would it increase your customer base if that's the objective? Will it increase the engagement with your people? So yeah, so there are things to consider, and you have to remember every app starts from is a business decision. Yeah, so having an app it's not about whether the tech will be cool or not. It's about what bottom line are you trying to do? Are you trying to increase your user base? Are you trying to generate more revenue? Are you trying to increase subscriptions? Whatever you're trying to do, it has to come from a business standpoint. And then that would then influence your decision on going ahead and investing in building an app.
At what stage of your business would you advise people start looking into getting into an app?
you start right off the bat
Hmm.
from the beginning, if you're in business already and you've gone live without an app, chances are you've been able to acquire customers without an app. Then you would have to start looking at, okay, what would the impact of having an app do to my current business? Would it make me scale? Would it make me expand? You get, but nowadays the right time to get an app is about now. There's no time. There's no need to wait. There's no perfect period for waiting. Okay, let's push getting an app to a particular point in time. You just get the app as soon as it becomes necessary, and which is usually immediately.
Okay, so auxiliary question here. What exactly is the main reason for owning or for having an app? The businesses provide solutions, and if you ask me, an app also provides a solution, which is kind of like bringing the business closer to the market, the people, so they don't have to come over to your real office. It's like a virtual office. So, I think I just answered my own question, Hala. So yes, but now most businesses today run without apps, however, and I'm talking small businesses, people who make hair, who sell hair, who do this, who do that. They use socials. So do we consider socials also an app? And would having socials as part of my app interrupt any processes?
So
Big question, Shay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
When I look at like the landscape for micro businesses, you are absolutely fine with Instagram and WhatsApp.
So you don't need an app then?
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, good.
You wouldn't. Like I said, you have to look at app, not from the technology, and not from the cool factor, but from real numbers. Yeah, what would this do to my business? Yeah, and if you are a micro business, there are chances that you might not be able to recoup your investment in an app very quickly. So the Instagrams, the WhatsApp, they do a fantastic job helping you connect with your customers, helping you take orders, helping you service them. It's all good. So why would you need to invest in an app? Yeah. So, but however, there are some other businesses where you can do it. For example, there will never be a Uber without an app. There will never be an Airbnb without an app. Okay. So those kind of businesses would definitely need to. There's no way around it. Yeah. And obviously also at a certain scale. So, for example, if you started as a micro business with printing, what you do is you print flyers and stuff. You probably wouldn't know. WhatsApp is good, but by the time you get to a certain scale, when you're taking in thousands of orders per day, at that point you start to think, okay, how can I use technology to make this process easier? And you start, okay, you know what? Let me get a new app. Yeah, so there's a question of skill when it comes to this things.
We have a message in from our WhatsApp platform, and you can send one in to 0809 444 0981. Larry is asking, one, would I need an app for my travel agency? Number two, would I need an app if my website is good? And number three, what is the average cost of building an app? Which is the question I was about to lead to.
Let's talk about the monies.
All right.
So first question is, would I need an app for the travel agency?
Yeah. I'd say it depends. Yeah, like most things, it depends. So I know with travel agencies, usually you have to like
planning this booking.
Yeah,
you
subscribe to the existing travel management suites, which you subscribe to. I know about my just cool, but you subscribe to those, and then they would give you your website or generate a website for you, and then usually they don't have an app. Yeah, so which is why travel agencies they look for app. And I would say it depends on how many orders you receive per day. You get if your customers can correctly go to the website and book, and you aren't having a whole lot of customers, then I don't think you need to make that investment in an app. However, if you have a whole lot of customers booking and you feel like, oh, okay, with an app, I could probably like cross-sell, or I could increase the engagement, or I could improve my experience, then yes, absolutely, you need to have an app where people can download and do their booking.
So you recommend it for scale?
Yes, I recommend it.
If you're doing large numbers, get an app.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, owning an app doesn't mean that you wouldn't have personnel, does it? Or does it
People
help
have to run the
considerably?
app.
Does it help considerably in curbing the number of personnel that you have in your real office?
Is it cheaper than running
Aha,
a website?
Your
the business
yes,
itself.
how the system was built to support the business. And so, for example, there was a particular client of mine which we have to connect the app to a sort of ticketing solution where from the app, if you have any issues, it sort of just captures that issue and then generates a sort of email or a ticket that needs to be resolved, and you get a notification that we've seen this issue and we're going to resolve it. What that means is now the business owner doesn't need to invest in a contact center because no one is calling, because right from the app the issue is being captured. So those are ways where technology can really reduce your need to have.
So Mayowa, you've been putting people out of jobs since what, 1981? Apparently.
Larry is asking if you would need an app would you need an app if your website is good?
Yes.
Is it tautology?
Yeah. Well, so like I said, so your website is good, which is fantastic. Yeah. And when I say it's good, it means it probably does its job.
Yeah.
Yeah. That should not affect, or that doesn't affect your decisions on social media. Whether it's good or bad,
You might still need to.
Yeah, you might still need that. So
is your website is it what do you call when you can open it on your phone, is it mobile friendly?
Yeah, mobile friendly.
You know, so that's one thing to consider as well, because I know there's some people who have websites and they don't realize that when they ask you to go to these websites, most of us will go to it on our phones, and then you get there and then it's not mobile friendly. So that's one thing you have to watch out for. Even I know this, and I'm not an expert like Mayowa here.
Yeah, exactly. So nowadays, if you were to build a website, it's by default everyone assumes that it's going to be mobile friendly. But if your website isn't mobile friendly, then yeah, you absolutely need to get it mobile friendly, and then look into getting an app.
Okay. All right, we're going to get into the cost of building the app. We just have to take a really quick break. It's still the Business Hub here on the Smooth Drive. It's Mazino Hawa and Mayowa in the studio. You can send us messages on 0809 444 0981. We're talking apps and your business. Don't go anywhere.
You can get the guy that helped OJ out, and you can get,
exactly.
You can get
the one who's pretending to be Ralph. Exactly.
You knew where I was going.
In Ogun State.
Exactly. So because it's professional service and everyone will charge what. So, but at the end of the day, you usually get what you pay for. And I would say the average cost of building a app locally in Nigeria should range between maybe 750K to like
what? Jesus.
Maybe
wait, say that one more time for those in the back who want to just get an app to make themselves okay.
From like 750K upwards to like maybe 5M, maybe 5M.
Wow. It also depends what the app does.
Yeah, so
you're not, if someone says I can build you an app for 45K, they're lying, right?
Yeah, if they say they can build an app for you for 300K or even for anything lower than what I mentioned, then you should be worried.
Mayowa, you're just saying this. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
An app.
If it's not in the triple digits, it's not an app.
Yeah.
All right, so let me push a business instance at you.
Okay.
Let's say I want to take an environment. Let's say FESAC, for instance, and I want to have a service where you can send me an errand, and it converges on my platform, which is the app, and then I could just send my little boys out with what's it called, bicycles to get your stuff, and they deliver it to you. How much would it cost me to build an app that allows people place orders and helps me run that kind of a business?
Okay.
It's simple because it's order, and then your order will get to you at so time.
Yeah. Yeah, think about that. That's like
I'm a small boy. I don't have money.
So that's like Uber for bicycle.
It's smaller than Uber now. Don't put me on Uber together. I won't play.
Yeah. So, but just to give you some context, yeah. If we were to build something like Uber, you'll be talking about $50,000 minimum.
That's why I'm
now, obviously, that doesn't apply to our local environment here. If we tell someone $50,000, they are your own. Yeah, so, but for that kind of app, I'm looking at still within around that 1 million cycle.
What? I haven't even bought the bicycles for the boys yet.
Yeah, so, and I think that is where I think you would have a lot of challenge with businesses, you get, because when it comes to software, most people don't understand it because it's not tangible. You can't hold it. Yeah, unlike if you came to me and said, okay, I need to build a 3-bedroom flat. It's quite obvious what your cost will be. So the cost of building software is there. It's not tangible, and so which means you probably can quantify properly unless you're within the industry. And what we've noticed, or I've noticed from experience, is because of these issues with cost, people fall prey to so many crap. You hire a developer, you pay the person says maybe you'll work in the world for like 250K. And then you pay the 250K, and then you spend like months pressuring that developer. And then you go to the next developer. And I have a lot of stories from people who they claim to have
abandoned projects here
so
and there.
many abandoned projects, and then it now leads to the old point of Nigerian developers.
So how much faith do you have in Nigeria? You are a Nigerian developer, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, you have experience in Silicon Valley and everything, but you're a Nigerian developer. How much faith should I, as someone who's interested in having an app, have in Nigerian developers? Or should I just outsource?
Yes. So as I was saying, when this stuff happened, this Nigerian developer messed me up and all of that, and I would say, and when I heard that story, I said, no, it's not Nigerian developers' fault. They are fine. The problem is the model and your expectation. If Nigerian developers were bad, Andela wouldn't be in business. So they practically export our developers out of the country. You understand? And but what they do is they get paid real money. So when you want to build a app, it's not really a developer's responsibility to deliver that project.
Really?
Which is one of the first things people need to understand.
Whose responsibility is it?
It's a team of a developer, a designer, an analyst.
So there's 3 people whose neck you have to hold, not just one.
So there's at least 3 people, and then you now put maybe the product manager on top of that in case, just as want to oversee that thing. So you can't expect your developer to undo your entire app building from when you speak to the person.
If I see one guy and says, I will do it all for you, I should run.
You're going to be misled. Because first of all, the skills to translate your idea into an app, it's not a developer skill. There's an analyst that listens to you. That analyst talks to a designer, not a developer. He talks to a designer to draw out what he thinks you've told him. The designer draws that out, presents it to the analyst. They go back and forth. The analyst comes to you as a customer and says, okay, is this what you think you want? And then the customer can say, oh, no, this is not what I want, please. They talk. So there's that conversation that happens even before the developer comes into play. It is after they've had that conversation and they've argued, okay, this is exactly what I think, what I have in mind, then they call the developer. The developer is an engineer. If you wanted to build a bridge, you don't just call the engineer. No, there are so
Give
many
them a plan.
you've got to plan.
So pretty much this has more moving parts than a website, and older people are even going to be more confused because technology is getting more intricate and specialized.
Yes, exactly. So, for example, even within the context of the engineer, which is after you've gone back and forth with the analyst and designer, with the engineer there are different kinds of engineers. So there's a guy whose job is just to configure the infrastructure, the back end, so to speak. There's a guy whose job is to build the actual interface. So there are specialized services.
We have a couple more. We get the point though. Casey sent in this one and he said, what about in the case whereby the app starts being preferred to the website to a very large extent? What would happen to the website? Do I keep running the website? I think you should shut it down, but I don't know.
I think that's where we're going. Very soon you wouldn't need websites, you just have apps.
Gabriel wants to know, how long does it take to build an app?
Okay. It takes between maybe 2 months to as much as 8 months to a year. So it all depends on the complexities. But for what you described with your
my little send me project.
That could be like 2 months.
Don't steal my idea, Lagos.
That could be like 2 months.
2 months, okay. Okay, I'll come to you and you're going to do it for me.
Cruz is saying, wait, Mayowa, so kids now build apps or are encouraged to build apps. Do all apps require this 3 skilled personnel setup? That's a good question because I feel like it's people are synthesizing, and you know how before to get a website you'd have to do all this stuff, and then there became these it's it's not an app, but these websites where you can build your own website.
Yeah,
It's like a
yeah.
dummied down version.
It's like a template type
Is there
thing.
no dummied down version of the app building, or should we just wait 2 years for it to pop up, as it inevitably will?
Yeah, there is, but it's still pretty much cutting stuff. I hope that eventually it becomes mainstream. Where...
Do you really hope it will become mainstream?
Oh, yeah,
That will
I
put
do.
you out of business, Mayowa.
But you would still have people in the mainstream that you would have to explain it to, so you would always have a niche for yourself.
Plus, you're the
You're
best.
over here scaring people.
Don't
about-
worry, Mayo. You'll be fine.
I'll be fine. But yeah, so so we hope to have that time where you could go drag and drop stuff, because the truth is that it allows developers, engineers to actually focus on more important stuff.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, so just for example, it's not every website that needs to be like really customized.
Yeah.
So some websites you just can drag and drop it. Do you get? So it allows every developer, any developer that's really interested in really solving real problems, to focus on real problems rather than mundane stuff.
I hear that I don't just have to expend money when it comes to building it. I also have to maintain it.
Yes.
How much are we talking about here?
Is it close to that 300 to a million, 5 million?
Is it an annual?
The same as
monthly
it took
thing?
to create it? Is it the same it takes to maintain it? I would assume.
So you'll be surprised. It costs more to
Oh
maintain.
my
Jeez.
word! You can keep the app then.
Yeah,
And
and that's like the most surprising thing about all of this, because people would go put all their resources into building the app,
And then can't maintain.
and then they can't maintain, and then you see the app is abandoned. It's old. It looks old.
Because don't these systems update themselves quite often? The iOS,
Yeah.
Android.
So you have to also-
so you would have to keep up with the updates, I would assume.
Yes. So you have to keep up with the updates, and that's just one part of what you need to keep up with. You need to keep up with the user experience, which is like the really problematic.
Data mining.
Yeah, for if you look at the apps we use nowadays, especially the ones that are built in Nigeria, especially those who don't have like enough money to have like a dedicated support team. Usually the app looks outdated because they had spent money pushing it out there, and then they've not improved the experience. They've not tweaked it because
It'll be all pixelated,
yeah,
looking like high five in a world of
exactly,
Instagram.
exactly. The images look all blurry. Everything is like, why is this app looking so good? You guys, because they have not been actively maintaining it. And people would say, okay, maybe I could plan to release an upgrade maybe in a year's time. But the truth is, when it comes to apps, it's continuous.
Yeah.
So
Never ending. Always
so you
falls
keep
out.
tweaking, you keep tweaking.
Yeah.
She also. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Ladies first. Go on.
Jide sent in this message. He said, "Hi, what about the template for apps available online for as little as $50? Are these okay?" Jide, we already went through this. But what do you? Let's hear it from the expert one more time for those in the back.
Oh yeah. So you have these templates up there where they would allow you to like generate an app for yourself, where you just put your contacts and like put your business name. Yeah. If that is sufficient for what you need, then it's okay. Yeah. I wouldn't comment. I'm more about being practical. It has to be from class achieve the aim. If you go in there and you have that template and it works, in some cases it works because all you need is probably, okay, download my app and see where my office is, and maybe there's a form there to take orders. Yeah, if that works for you, that works.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Also in-house when it comes to maintenance of your app. Would you rather outsource it to people or have a person in-house who maintains it?
You could go either way. When you outsource, make sure you have a contract in place.
and make sure you can get in contact with that person, because with websites too.
Yeah, they call the guy that's managing it now.
Yeah,
He's on holiday.
His phone has changed.
Exactly,
So I'd rather do it in-house. Would it cost me more, however?
So it usually costs more to have it in-house, which is the whole essence of outsourcing, because outsourcing is about cost saving. But again, it depends on where you outsource to. You get most people would outsource to India.
Yeah.
How would you get to India to get someone to do stuff? Do you get? So usually it's best you outsource to a company that you can reach,
Closest.
that you can go to their office and then you can
Hold their neck.
Exactly. So
we do not support violence.
No, at all. But so pretty much the bottom line is, when it comes to making an app, you get what you pay for. The more expensive it is, probably the better features you're going to be getting, unless you're getting scammed, and then that's a whole different
That's
discussion.
a different.
Ooh, important question.
All right, last but not least.
Can you hack an app?
Yes.
There we go.
How do you save yourself against that?
There are different technologies you could use to sort of obfuscate. There are so many technical terms I shouldn't go into here.
Myra, we got a couple minutes left. Let's hear about you and your
what
company.
you got
What do you
going
do?
on?
How is it that you know about building apps and why we should be listening to you?
All right, so I'm a seasoned technology entrepreneur. I've taken products to market. My previous company went from a startup to a global player in 22 markets, 7 languages, and all that.
Congrats.
So So after that experience, I decided to start consulting locally with the local players, and we found this gap, and so we set up a new team called WePrototype Technologies. So WePrototype Technologies, it's about helping people get to market. Yeah. So building apps is part of that process. Yeah. So we do a whole lot of advisory and even go to market plans and all that. So that's what we are excited about, and our drive is about saying successful companies. We want to be part of the success stories of billion-dollar companies in the next 5-10 years.
Get that good 10% in. It always works.
Yeah. So it's WePrototype Technologies, and our Twitter handle is at WePrototype Apps.
Spell that for the gentlemen and ladies at home.
Yeah.
WePrototype _ app.
Yeah. WePrototype _apps. WePrototype _apps. I think that's for Instagram and Twitter.
Okay, great. Well, Mayowa, all the best in your endeavors. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much, Mayowa.
Yeah.
And we
And
have
thanks
to
for
see
sharing
you.
with us.
Have to talk about that send me stuff.
All right.
Yes. Alrighty, Lagos, thank you very much for being a part of the show here. Business Hub will return next week on Tuesday at 5:15. You know where to find us. As for us, we'll be here until 9 o'clock. Myself and Howard, do stay tuned.
Sectors can work together.
For everything business.